Dire team ban.
Yeah, and in terms of the teams overall as well, of course, I believe a fair few of our viewers will know who Old G is. You know, you may have heard of some of the players from there.
10
but
seconds
Team Blink,
remaining.
what do we know about these lads, T?
5 seconds
Not a
remaining.
lot. Yep. Yeah.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
No, absolutely. But also an exciting opponent to play against, right? You've got to imagine
10 seconds
surely
remaining.
any competitive Dota 2 player right now they'd love to have the
5
chance to play
seconds
against these
remaining.
players. Yeah. Let's see what they're going to get their hands on this draft. For this phase of bans coming in. I mean, elsewhere in the bans, any surprises here? I mean, if you were playing against Old G, would you also sort of target similar heroes that Team Blink's opted to take away from them?
In regards to
Dire team
their bans,
pick.
they're just respecting
Radiant team pick.
I think a lot of teams in history have gone, let's try and ban out, tops and all. Let's try and ban
Radiant
out Steph. It's
team
like,
pick.
it doesn't really work out that way. So they're just banning out some
Dire
better
team
carries,
pick.
especially when they're first phasing a start. You're kind of forced to ban out carries, right? Because you're picking your carries so early. If you don't ban carries that beat him in the 1v1 matchup, kind of put yourself in a bad position. I think Team Blink they've forced themselves to ban like this. But yeah, for OG, their bans, very
10
much when you pick
seconds
Rubik
remaining.
Magnus opening, the Zoo, the early pressure, like this combo
5
is very
seconds
powerful,
remaining.
but you kind of need a little bit of breathing room to get to your first couple cheap items to then feel like you can play the game. OG just respecting the weakness of their opening and banning out some of the also Team Blink heroes that they've played in the qualifier so far, just to alleviate that early pressure.
Radiant team ban.
Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and interesting, yeah, because
Time
Old
and time
G,
again, right?
yeah, they've gone right down to 5 seconds of reserve time, so they're taking their time with this draft, Old G.
This is one of those moments where you'd love to know the team comms.
Yeah.
Maybe you wish maybe they were streaming, but they're not that casual
10
of a
seconds
qualifier team that they're
remaining.
streaming as well. But yeah, in regards to draft wise,
5
it's
seconds
just
remaining.
super cheap fights, right? It very OG-esque, even though it's the OG, it's still OG, and they're gonna have no real cooldowns to play on. Obviously, Magnus, you don't need RP to play Dota, and they've countered Slark now in multiple ways, be it the AA ultimate,
Dire
preventing
team
Slark from
ban.
healing up. Now you got the first from Bloodseeker. So this first phase Slark, unless he like crushes lane and just sets the pace so high that OG never really gets skirmishing timings, like it is going to be a really hard Slark game to play. And Blink as well, like they don't have a frontliner right now. Potentially the next 2 bans from OG
10 seconds remaining.
somewhat off-laner-esque heroes that can just soak up some of this damage by some
5
because
seconds
if
remaining.
Team Blink ever fail at a fight, then sorry, if Team Blink
Radiant
fail at a fight, they don't
team
really have
ban.
anything to protect each other out. So it's very much. I like the fact that both drafts are just so similar. It's all about execution.
Let's see. I'm going to just say Team Blink surely going to round this up with a big sort of beefy lad to put on the
Dire
front lines
team ban.
to have go in. Final ban's going to be taking away that tiny from old G. Yeah, it would have been quite nice actually, honestly, with the AoE follow up to that Magnus is able to set up and that amp up from AA, making that combo of tiny hurt that bit extra.
10 seconds remaining.
Double amp, in fact, if take into account the
5
Bloodseeker's
seconds remaining.
I love Dota so much. I love Dota so much.
Something quite nasty.
Radiant
OG
team.
final back. It's got to be the back. Nobody wants to play against the last minute. OG won't have to today.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Storm Spirit!
All right. I mean, honestly, I like how fun Team Blink's lineup is. Like, this is all kind of, you know, heroes that are going to be kind of looking to pick people off and dart around the team fight. But it does feel like none of these
10
heroes are
seconds
going to be
remaining.
ready to deal with being
Wait,
the one caught on the front
sorry,
line.
5 seconds
Breaking
remaining.
news right now. Breaking.
Oh yeah, what we got?
The Scud!
You may now select your heroes.
Wait, what? And when did they play this? And did they win? All right.
I love Dota so much.
Okay.
I love Dota so much.
You would have been able to predict every pick, yeah? All right. So the exact same draft that Team Blink played a few days ago, they're going to bring it out. I mean, honestly, that's exciting to see. As I said, this isn't a draft that I think a lot of teams could make work. But Team Blink, they obviously have had, they've done so before. This time it's a bit of a different level of an opponent with old G. But there's no doubt about it. They're in as comfort can be when it comes to drafting. Then, if this is the same 5-hero lineup they did a few days ago.
Yeah, and as well, so it's an offlane Hoodwink position for Earth Spirit, of course,
Okay.
and mid Storm Spirit, and then Slark and Silencer in the same role. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. We didn't really mention the Tusk. So in regards to Tusk, we saw it a lot yesterday. Yeah. But Tusk is the new age mid-lane hero that emulates the playstyle of the Tinies, of the Spirit heroes. You basically push out mid, you guards and your snowball, and then whenever you see an opportunity to active rune, heroes close to a tower, you TP in. The fact that all Spirit heroes Tiny and Tusk play the same way, it's not about the matchup itself, it's about who breaks that balance first, who gets the rune, who sees your... And also, how quick are you to react? So when Storm TP's top, does Tusk mirror that play to then take the fight in the lanes? I'm always excited to see any of these combination of heroes together in the same game against each other. Because it's just more about the kind of eye of the mid lane, like who kind of understands...
No
I
silence
love Dota so much.
deepens.
On, are we going to agree that B4X is just going to be named Bex, by the way?
Well, I think his name. I think it's meant to be like Backsaz, right? Isn't it?
Number 4 is an A.
I think
Let
the 4's
the
an A.
silence deepens.
Backsaz.
Backsaz. Okay, let's agree.
Backsaz. I like that. It sounds cool. Backsaz. Who we got? Backsaz, Anku, Vassen. Are we going Vassen or Vessen? Or Wesson?
Weston. Let's go
Weston.
very English with it. Let's go Weston.
Wesson. And on the carry, is this like go by Teresha?
Yeah, let's go Teresha.
Or
Again,
maybe the
very
full name.
British.
Teresha, aka Overkill. I guess what, it's either Teresha or it's either Overkill. He's known as both.
Team name is Dirty Dirty Boy. So
Dirty Boy. Well, he is playing Slark. That is
Told you a
dirty
storm
hero.
was
I would
coming.
know. That's one of my favourites. And then, of course, SMN on the silence of a blink. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for a little bit of a pause, but it looks like both teams are ready to go. Of course, this is the closed qualifier, best of 3. We're currently in the upper bracket, so the team that loses
The
today
dusk is
will get another
always
chance.
ready
So
for a
it's not, you know, there's not, nobody's going to be crying today. Nobody has to get too sad. There's another chance for whoever loses this best of 3. And of course, overall, 2 teams out of the 8 teams of this closed qualifier will get a spot in Division 2 of the upcoming DPC tour. So all very, very exciting. And so that was Team Blink's lineup. We will go through old G's. Of course, you know the players, but we'll check in with the heroes they're on. We've got no one playing the carry. Bloodseeker. Thompson, of course, will be playing the mid. Tusk. No Tails supporting on the AA. At the moment, hanging around the bottom half of the map, we've got Seb on that off lane Magnus. Up by his side, MSS playing some Rubik.
30 seconds to battle.
I think the coolest story of OG, the MSS, the fact that we get to see him in the Western European team. Been in NA for so long now, and he's been one of those players which is like,
I love this part.
He's never joined the force casual OG, but I think that he just shines from his body. If you go with it, you get the content. I think MSS.
I love this part.
One of the players that. Yeah, I'm
The
just excited to
battle
see them play with
begins.
G and kind of prove
Yeah.
that they also can kind of beat the quality that the OG lads kind of expect.
Absolutely. Still very early days with this squad. They've just had the open qualifier run. I've got yesterday's game. They did get a free win, so this is their first match here in the closed qualifiers. Old G.
They have
They are to go.
they played out the least amount of games. Played 5 games to get here. You not 4 minutes. Like 5. Sorry.
I love Dota so
They
much.
had to play 8, 9 plus games, play multiple qualifiers. I think for OG at least, if they're not scrimming, I think maybe they want an extra 1 or 2 games. See how if there's any rust coming into this first game against Team 2.
I mean, looking at the lane setups, who's sort of top of the list in terms of who's going to have a pretty rough time in this lane stage?
Currently, you're looking at right now this Slark lane. You're playing against Magnus Rubik. You'd think Slark would be okay with the meaty offlaner. You have Shockwave spam with the Fade Bolt spam. It's really hard for this.
Looking good. Storm was coming.
Always farming backwards. It's what creep is given to him rather than him running past the creep and chasing down and forcing a lot of. Seb and MSS are going to have a jolly old time, and you see how Seb, he's pulling back the creep wave, eating in front of the tower. The MSS will prevent them all. This will probably be quite a difficult lane, but he's fine kills.
So, top lane already, both Anko and West getting harassed pretty hard if I note out. Constant conscious that he's able to threat the blood right damage too.
But both the side lanes, or OG, sorry, are just lane winners. Maybe they get to punish it over a section of zone down.
Alright here. And he's got the Fairy Fire, we'll be able to walk it off. So he's not quite enough damage. 30 level from Blink's 2 heroes to make that sort of play. Fires on mid. So far on the CM, Thompson 7 for 1, Backstars on the 10 for 2. Early levels, Thompson has to deal with the spam of the Revenants every time he stands up towards it. And bottom lane set, we'll get first blood. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for missing the kill. I'm not the world's greatest observer. And I'll just blame T for not telling me to look at bottom lane. T, come on.
We're actually doing the radio cast this time around, and we'll be telling those audio listeners only that it was a shockwave into skewer on the tower.
There we go.
Silencer, there we go. I will be better at this, don't worry, I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. Warm it up. We're not missing another kill here. Everything else is
I'm now going to make sure I'm looking at your camera and my camera, and anytime we have the pressure suddenly. You're going to screen just top, mid or bot, alright?
absolutely. Crosshays. We've got 2 carries, 16 for 5 on no one. And down the bottom, overkill. 12 for 1. Other side, Seb. There we go. Charges, but he cannot escape them. Seb manages to take him down. See, overkill. Try to take back at MSS, but with the slot. Will die. Seb gets the cleaner. So Seb now 3 kills here, picked up by the offlane Magnus.
There's a tree. He starts the lane with the Wraith Band, get it by adding armor. It makes you quite beefy, and then he's looking to go for a second one as well. Subscribing to the agi tankiness of the offlane, which makes him start heroes. It doesn't really help with additional armors in the lane. Can he get his double kill? MSS won't care at all. Thompson there in the mid lane. Kind of gets
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They'll actually be able to take down back set. Sure, Thompson dies, but I think he'll be, satisfied with the fact that he was able to bring down the storm with him.
I mean, it starts, so basically Thompson starts low ground, and because of the last word of silencer, he got silenced. So he kind of got forced to play on the high ground, and then he found the kill. So it was, he wasn't looking for the kill, he was looking for an escape, and then because of just the events that unfolded, it was like, oh wait, and then he just turns it around. All things in Dota, they are the best. Backside was doing pretty good in mid lane, and unfortunately, that one little turnaround has kind of brought the lane back a little bit more.
Nice and top. Wesson very much moving around the map here, trying to see where he can make some sort of play. Trying to set up onto No Tail. No one.
Radiant
Turn
are
over towards
scanning.
Amphion. Hold back with them. We'll be able to stop no one from the focus down. Look towards Wesson. Quick Wesson has got the roll ready, but no one can see the movements.
Radiant's
position,
turret
so it's
has
going to
been killed.
be difficult for Wesson to get the easy escape. Which is proving to be very hard for these two from Blink to fight. Wesson rolls in, get the kick back, and no one is going to be able to sort of just dance around the edge of the fight as No Tail. And he just slowly beats down Weston. One more hit will do it. No one is going to be able to get round and finish off the kill. There will be No Tail here. But all in all, no one being able to get the cleanup and staying in good position to keep farming in this lane. Continues to free farm. 32 to 14, top CS on the game right now.
The bounty which my nature requires.
Invisibility!
Yeah, but due to the age, I think interestingly when you look at No Tail, for the 0
The spirits unite in battle.
It's like Bloodseeker and stuff, you see players go for
You had your warning!
Potentially to push himself to safety, but not able to get up to the high ground. So Blink, 2 of them teaming up. I mean, Wesson's been keeping a good eye on where he can make these moves. Coming over to the mid and slowing down Thompson's game. That's going to be very, very important for him. Bottom lane, Seb. Both him and S-Man Cess will have to walk this off. Seb's fine, has got the headdress, and he's got a couple of tangos still good to go, so he can slowly regen back up down here. The laning situation, they're not
Dire's
too
middle
bad, honestly,
tower
for
is under
overkill on the
attack.
slot, right? It's 30 last hits here. It's not like he's getting completely bullied out of this lane at all. He's still able to find some decent farm, and closing on the 6. Good fall from Seb. That rotation from Thompson. Be able to clean out the bottom.
I was just getting warmed up!
Really needed there from OG because things weren't going too bad for the slot so far.
Cool play there was told No Tail after making stacks in jungle, you take mid, he TP bottom. I think he got C a little bit.
Mine!
Because Thompson had the ward available from what his impact on the river route, he quickly yeah, just nice speed. A little bit of reference
No Tail caught immediately there by the jump from Blink. Fast moves around the mid lane from Blink. Thompson and MSN back to trap SMN with shards. To the 2 of them. That's going to be enough to allow Weston to maybe chase down these. Has enough mana from the Dire's towards the roof. No-tail TP's in, trying to turn things around, but MSS
Told you a storm was coming.
able to continue to find these trades against OG in these early fights.
I think that they're the ones bringing the numbers, making sure they're ready
Dire's
to start the
top
fight,
tower
and then
is
OG
under
keep
attack.
digging and are able to can at least get some recovery kills. But I like the fact that even though the lanes didn't go so well due to just the strength of laning potential, they are just bringing the fight
Radiant's
to the
bottom
front a
tower
little bit.
is under attack.
OG to win the lanes and set the early pace again. It's kind of commendable stuff right now. For Blink at least, they need to, in the back of their minds, go, we haven't really shut down this Bloodseeker, and also we haven't really shut down
Stupendous!
the Magnus. We've been dealing with Tusk, just annoying them, but we're yet to really stop the main winning concept in their early game. Still,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
For sure, and yeah, they are going to have to be very careful with how they choose to fight the Blitz. A textbook hero that if you don't quite able to burst him in that initial jump, highly likely that the rest of his team is able to set up the fight in a way that Bloodseeker is going to be able to turn around. Okay, you'll see over at the hill, Hunter on the set up on top, so Thompson underneath the tower, by a bit of safety to snowball over the Boston sharpshooter on the hook wing. Turns around with Thompson set, heading over the hill. Sarge has enough mana to zip forward and take down Thompson. He's pretty much out of mana now. He's running out of backup, bringing in the numbers, and in the Western and SMN turning up to make sure the Baxos gets the double kill. And OG, they get nothing out of the move around their Western. In fact, he's not done. He spots Seth stepping down in the river, rolls forward, opens up with the silence. Seth will opt to use the Steward to try and get away back. Romantic does catch him. There's nothing about chasing Seth here, but hasn't got anything else to throw out against the Magnus. So, what fight now, Blink? 9%, only 1k gold down at the moment against OG. I mean, you said it, you know, during the draft. This is a draft. This is a 5-man lineup in terms of the heroes that Blink's played before, and you feel it. They're playing this early game very nice in response to what OG's trying to bring at them.
Yeah, they're being super aggressive, utilizing the Storm and the Earth Spirit to kind of lock on that initial fight, and they got the Hood on Silencer behind just to help with the kind of the cheaper damage, kind of convert on the kills. But for OG at least, they started this fight with a double smoke of AA Rubik running into the bot jungle, whilst Thompson's playing quite aggressive on mid. But a little bit of kind of miscommunication where Thompson posturing in his Thompson positioning, the supports are about 5-10 seconds away. If OG would kind of sync that up a little bit, maybe waited 3-4 seconds so both heroes were kind of in the same area at the same time, it could have probably been a bit better for OG, but the fact that Team Blink see that opportunity, punch it very quickly.
Now it's a
A
party!
little bit of a discomfort toward. Once again, Magnus is able to get out, Bloodseeker continues to free. When you think about the carry, Bloodseeker being Slug is going to have issues throughout the entire game. If he ever goes to
Dire's
HP,
bottom
Bloodseeker
tower
counters
is
him.
under attack.
Otherwise, should be fair. And also, Blink as well, Slug can't get ruptured. That's why I think Earthquake's are really annoying, OG at least, in later portions of it. Because even though they aren't going to get ruptured, they're going to be jumping the Earthquake and knocking him, forcing him to, which allows him to be in a bad position. Slug put a better entry. Yeah, again, both of these lineups, a lot of scavenging, a lot of fighting. A little bit of a lead to OG, but that's only because of how well they're laning.
Radiant are scanning.
See here, Blink trying to make that move towards this area. They know that no one has had a lot of space down here. The two of them smoked up, watching them back south. So, OG, they're looking at it. Goes straight in, looks towards No-Tail. Global Silence online and ready to go. Pops immediately to enable Backside to go in. Fully covered there as he's able to safely take down both of OG's support. Returns. Thompson also committing in to make sure OG can find a second kill out of this. Overall, it's
Dire's
4 kills
top
for
tower
Blink.
is under attack.
OG at a point now where it's actually them that's struggling to necessarily deal with the fight that Blink's bringing towards OG.
Yeah, this was perfect. Blink needed that opportunity to get off the boat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Regeneration!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There aren't any.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If he sees a risk for an AA, he's gonna jump in. Covered by the global, absolutely perfect. Like that entire
Radiant's
fight
bottom
was down
tower
to
is under attack.
locating both supports, throwing down a quick arcane curse on both of them, and then allowing
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
towers are used, let's try and get something from it.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Literally look for that additional play. Yeah, I think they're coming into the series of confidence. That's the key thing.
Dire's top tower is fallen.
These early fights.
CLG. Towards the bottom lane, the three of them. Definitely the way the last few fights are going. I can't imagine they'll let this tier 1 go down for free. There's definitely a chance they'll respond to this, especially with Global Silence
Bounty,
being back
which
up
I
in
met you
2
at the
seconds.
prize.
The difference in the teams now is or how Blink is winning these fights right now. They're going straight BKB on Tusk, straight BKB on Bloodseeker, freeze on the Magnus. Global will do nothing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Global's going to be there. Thompson, of course, still able to close in on the gap with the Snowball. But play comes in there, so for the high ground, but will still end up going down there. So trade there between the mids, both mids going down. OG,
Dire's
of course, at least able to
bottom
force
tower is
out the
under
Global
attack.
Silence, so maybe a bit of a window for OG to look for something else now.
Potential, I think as soon as Tusk is back up, they're going to keep poking. But because you don't have a Blink Dagger Magnus, it's not as easy to make those plays. Like when you see Storm, because it's so early in the game, Storm's already going to be alive, and with no tier 1 towers taken, it's very easy for him to fight him. I wouldn't be surprised if OG, they do these continued smokes, which is like, poke your head for a cheap kill, quick reset. Because they're not looking to win a fight or win the game right now. They're looking to make that kind of that game-breaking play in kind of 5-6 minutes time. 20 degrees, the double BKB online, flip a cape on Rubik. Like, they're fully itemizing for one big fight to break the game. Let's say by minute 20. By minute 20, OG are going to have a fight where they should, on paper, with their items, be much stronger than
Dire are scanning.
Not a team to let a man go down on his own there. They're there with the backup, and they make sure that SMN
Radiant
is walking out alive
structures
with that
are
one too.
fortified.
I mean, when you play
Dire's
against Tusk, right? If
structures
you
are
commit with a
fortified.
snowball, you've committed. You can't back out and Tusk can practice. Like, the repercussions of his aggression. Because now he's kind of snowballed into absolute
It's going to be the tier 1 going down. That
Dire's
kill that
middle
Blink's able to
tower
take against
has
Thompson
fallen.
and take the tower. They're also looking for that. So Blink will be punished for that move up top 7, and No Tail able to turn that one around and keep no one safe.
So instead, returning with a tip, you know? They haven't seen many tips before the team Blink.
Will get finished off by Noah, but a nice little snipe there from Anku. He immediately going and taking him down.
Sorry, but you're casting the game, I'm casting the tip here. I'm just...
You got to keep your eyes on the tip game.
Mate, as soon as Seb tipped, I was like, hold up. If he dies here, Weston's returning. And as soon as he dies, like, wait, bam, there we go. So right now, keep an eye. Earthstrip versus Magnus. The middle battle between the two.
Oh, hang on. He goes up the kill. I was like, there's no way he's going to find something with this, but he was going around with the ball lightning behind the tier 2s. And
Radiant's
he's actually able to
bottom
find
tower
Backstab's
is
walking
under
out.
attack.
He went on the longest journey possible. Like, he went all the way down through bot jungle, behind the tier 2, tier 3 mid, and fair bloody play, mate. I said at the very start, I wanted to see
Radiant's
Everset pop
bottom
off, and
tower
they're
has
the small
fallen.
plays.
That's the kind of moves, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't expect them. I didn't, and Backstab certainly didn't as well. He was like, well, I'm going to be fine here walking back, but no, MSS. Making moves with the ball lightning across the map to turn that ball lightning against the storm.
And now, I mentioned this timing of OG. BKB, 200 gold away for Tusk. Seb, 200 gold away from Greaves.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's not getting any of this time.
My heart.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Thompson gets taken down. Thompson's going underneath the double kill for Thompson.
Oh, what I miss?
On the mana. Thompson.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And indeed, Notail joining in on the chicken game after a fight
Radiant's
like that.
middle
Spoiler
tower has
taken
fallen.
away from Blink. OG lose nothing. That's the kind of aggression that
Radiant's
OG wanted to
middle
get
tower
away with.
is under attack.
And that's kind of the game-breaking play I expected. They actually did it a little bit quicker without the BKB and the Greaves. Still went through it. Now with tag team into Rodian, double BKB. You look at team listing, I can say,
I mean, can Blink stop this?
when they see the items that OG has, it's going to be a little bit afraid.
But we'll get a bit of damage onto
Okay,
Seth there
they're
with a sharpshooter. It's buying time for the judgment to set up. This is time the backside is out. He'll be back in a second. This is Thompson next thing falling up the high ground. Thompson. From Seb, and now the global silence comes out. Thompson turns over towards SMN. He'll be able to deal with the silence over the side. No one to the BKB. Takes out overkill. Will zip away, incredibly on the HP. Anku able to trap the two of them. We'll see a sniper tempted here with the ultimate. And it's going to be shouldn't be enough damage. I believe Baxers will be more than fine. So he's going to live, but at least we'll keep him held in the fountain. So step away from Rochan, get himself a couple of kills, and straight back to business. This Rochan should be theirs. Completely fine here on no one. So whilst they do lose Thompson and Sen, they will be able to reset. So plenty of time this next upcoming 4 minutes to make a move with no one having the Aegis.
First utility blow sense, right? Just constant glitter capes always being in the position to help out. Yeah. Again, I feel like for Blink, they're showing that they're able to constantly take cheap fights, but when you compare both teams, OG, after a cheap fight, they're kind of planning something right? Which is great, it's allowing them to do their things, but you're not really seeing that kind of what's next opportunity. It's always, let's wait and see what fight occurs, and that's how this 5k league is being built with OG. I kind of like where they're going with, at least with this go for the shard, get that depth shroud online. You throw that depth shroud and over RP, you're going to save them very quickly. Just going for the damage, finding the opportunity to go for the kills, and they can kite out the BKBs, kite out the Greaves, then they can go toe for toe.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
OG for sure are setting the pace right now.
Build by Serbia just continue to put out those auras and Greaves and fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They've got that completed glide.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See if they want to respond to
Dire's
this OG.
structures
They have a
are
top
fortified.
tier 1 tower.
Dire's bottom
moving
tower
forward
is
here.
under attack.
Having his Gleipnir now complete.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Then go to the Greaves and then into a pipe. Kind of go for Gleipnir to cover the CC mag's not providing because of a blink.
Ever seen someone bleed out?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Thompson going to try with the TP out, and he is away. Literally just was going to come in, couldn't have been any closer. Thompson will live. See them pick up the global, and there's no chance to pick up the supports. They will get MSS. So just look down around the global silence. Take down too many Volky. They look to no one. They might be in trouble 2 times back to back. They line up for some of the cards. Early in the fight. as they are aware that OG sort of relaxed a little bit and backed up as a team from committing for the tier 2 tower, they get full split up and it hurts big time. 3 dead, maybe more. So already underneath the tier 2.
Dire's middle tower
Over
is
killing
under
West
attack.
towards 7 Thompson. Because these two, the tankier of the members of OG, so not quite. Thompson and Seth, he stands no chance of winning. As Blink, they strike back hard. They're going straight down the mid.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's pretty much a minute after.
Dire's middle
OG,
tower
I think I
has
pretty much
fallen.
assumed that they were going to be the team taking out of the first tier 2 this game. That's not the case. Blink strike back.
They're either using it to run away from the global, or Thompson out. Thompson's not even there. Silence plus Storm set, right? These global Storms just zips in. Hey, Rubik, they can't do anything.
I love Dota so much.
Maybe a Glimmer Cape or a 4-staff if they're quick on the finger. But if they're jumped, they're gonna die, especially in Earthquake. They've been struggling so hard in these fights because OGs have been kind of setting the pace. But when they see an opportunity, especially when Thompson just left.
Oh!
Yeah, the perfect time for Blink to literally go one by one. That wasn't a team fight. That was just a brutal chase down on OG just retreat.
Dire's bottom
after
tower
this
is
very
under
aggressive
attack.
positioning. Yeah, I love the fact that Blink, they get one kill, they keep going. Like
Dire's bottom
I
tower
want to
has
see them try
fallen.
and connect it into something bigger because right now all their fights, all their kills. That was a 5k lead. Oh, lost. One
Radiant
mission.
are scanning.
Smoking up. It's like, guys, we're strong. Why are we sitting back? Let's go for the kill. This could be a moment where Blink, they turn it around once again, then maybe they start to grow a lead themselves.
Oh well, leading the way. Look at it open up here with the Glide Knit. Rockchat, who we can
Oh,
find.
they're chasing the hoodwink. Run!
Who should be safely out of harm's way here. They definitely seem to be aware that this is coming towards them. With that pesky hoodwink.
Dire are scanning.
To be fair, if you look at the minimap, there are 3 dire wards in the perfect position where Hoodwink ran down from mid all the way to bot lane. So it's like he was fully envisioned the entire time. And Blink, they were over here now. 5 into a wraparound smoke.
Sort of relaxed a little bit once again and split up. As they'll get the kill. Backsides indeed. As soon as he picks that up, he's not messing around. Picks up No-Tail's gem. Goes for the zip TP. See if Bryson's going to be able to TP out. Oh my goodness. We'll get some close TPs this game. Stolen sharpshooter from MSS nearly
Dire's top tower
able to take
is
him
under
down, but not
attack.
quite. He's out in time with the TP. And again, just another smart move there from Blink as a team, deciding to go back in with just the 2 of them, realizing they can get that kill on No-Tail, they can pick up his gem, and they can get out of there.
The plays from Blink right now, like your Hoodwink died.
Radiant's bottom
Blink
tower
in the
is
area,
under
you get
attack.
Vision of the gem.
Dire's
instantly
top
get it, run
tower
away,
is
like,
under attack.
They're just every play OG is trying to make to apply pressure. Blink is just able to find the turn it around. But like the gem is such a key factor.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Chasing down Wesson, onto backside, the follow right there keeps the storm locked down.
Much blood.
Escape from Anfield, but indeed Thompson
It's just a
traps him
little
out there. No
slow.
chance of escape. OG find the 3 of them, the Priest moving in on the mid. Their chance to take
Radiant's
down
middle
TP.
tower is under attack.
Gem recovers. So after all the fight,
Radiant
Blink
structures
wins these
are
small little
fortified.
points. OG just had a group up and go, let's fight together, guys.
On the other side, the 2 members alive for Blink. And overkill, staying out on the map. The tower now has to go. There's a TP attempt there from SM and abruptly shut down by a snowball from Thompson. As OG, kill on the back of the team fight. Okay, the money now for OG.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has
He's even
fallen.
going halberd after this. Like, he wants to just be the center of attention and then allow all the other areas to kind of at least A and hide in the tree.
Here I am!
And then take the fight from there. And that's exactly what happened in speed. OG positioned nicely that Magnus was the one that was jumped. Link got a little bit kind of psychic to initiate. That's the game now. With these lineups, it's just non-stop fight. Like, there's no reason either team needs to back down right now. OG go from 5k lead to no lead to 5k lead. Accelerate to 10, 20k lead for one team. Who gets the perfect jump. OG in the driving seat right now.
Timing still. So just for 1 minute until Roshan is back up. So OG, they just look to hold this position on the map to make sure that they can set up for that next objective. I think they are going to want to do something about this. Same time, backside to close to his BK. Brought a little too far from the rest of his teammates. They may be able to go for more. And obviously BKB potential for no one does mean that they're very cautious about it. I mean, at the least they'll be very happy with just getting a free kill on top, something like that.
Like, I'm looking at the minimap, I'm like, isn't Thompson just a little bit too far away from his team? Like, sure he has BKB, and that'll allow his team to get there, but if he ever gets hit by a quick forward there or an earthquake roll without pressing BKB, he's gonna die. And that's exactly what happens. Of course, it's in his playstyle, it's how he annoys and breaks teams, but Blink has done a very good job at least reading Thompson's aggression and going, wait a second, this is a bit too cheeky, or I like it.
Radiant.
The cool thing is also itemization. He didn't go for the orbital corrosion. He didn't rush Blink Dagger. He went for the BKB. He then goes Desert. His posturing allows him not to always go for Blink this early, and also
Stupendous!
items that he doesn't eat. Yeah, I like the fact that he's going like the standard task, which is by corrosion, by Blink, by BKB, then look for items after. So it's refreshing to see play the same heroes, but slightly different.
Roshan's back up. That team fight could result in the winning team having that Aegis. Everyone ready to go there. All ultimates online and available. All sides. Telekinesis, global silence will be able to keep him covered, but still with the punch up, they have a bit of disable through that BKB punch. Not enough though. Able to zip away and keep his distance. And we'll up the TP back to base, make sure he can refuel that mana as quickly as possible. OG trying to do something potentially whilst the storm is refueling. Won't be able to catch anyone from Team Blink. Because Team Blink, they'll back off, wait until Backside is ready to rejoin them. OG's going to try and force the road during this time. No one in Thompson, I need you to move into the pit. See if Blink are able to time the initiation to get in and put a stop. He's going down fast. So OG goes to the area. Kill against Wesson, but overall overkill. He's the man to walk away with the Aegis team. Woo.
Like, the fact that Blink, they didn't have global, they needed to play on. Of course, they got Earth Spirit, Storm Spirit, Slut. They got probably three of the best heroes to go for a snipe, and as soon as they had that inkling it was going low. Mad respect to Blink to get the Aegis. I think if you're OG though, these are the type of moments where it's like, just keep going. That's been the theme of the game for us. Even when they do fight, just keep going. We have items, keep going. Seb just picked up Halberd, keep fighting. But even when they're getting, like, at least outplaying these smaller bullets, like the Aegis snipe and stuff, they're not going, wait a second, wait, how Aegis now is
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under
in the
attack.
next fight. The confidence that you kind of obviously expect from these players. And have done an incredible job.
Dire
Even though the
structures
network
are
doesn't reflect
fortified.
it, they've done an incredible job of at least going
Radiant's
toe-to-toe.
bottom tower
It's just
is under
just
attack.
Constantly just looking at the fight and be on the same level.
Looking for me.
One thing that Blink very much we're seeing time and time again in this fight is anytime they know OG split up, they're immediately going for these sort of plays. They take every opportunity that gets presented to them.
I think if you look at Slark real quick, his pivot after his puzzle against Bloodseeker, he's going for the Sands and Yasha. You don't often expect this to be like a 4th item pickup, but against the Bloodseeker, get rid of Rupture a little bit quicker, get off the zone, just to exist within the fight. Yeah, just definitely the mixing that big double BKB, Greaves timing, the Roshan.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Down onto Thompson, but the BKB's out in time. Global will be popped. Thompson's able to chase Weston up to the high ground. The shadow dance, and now he's going to turn over towards Seb. Silence will continue to chase him out to the high ground. Looks over towards Weston as well. He managed to get back to that combo support. Back in the river, it just takes from overkill. OG won't be set up to take a second life from him though. Still, very much seeing the power of the Bloodseeker. No one 14, 2, and 3. This whole game pretty much has had that top spot, and we're very much seeing in these team fights, whilst Blink not kill anyone else on OG, dealing with the Bloodseeker is getting very, very tough for them.
Yeah, it's the idea that after BKBs are used, and when they have ability to winning some of these fights, let's try and make a play out of themselves. They're jumping on a touch with BKBs. Then they follow up after BKB ends. And in that position, OG, they have high ground advantage on their side of the river. They're still posturing nicely to they're really good at winning. They're just struggling a little bit with that. Still a very delicate game.
Radiant
very
are scanning.
Have to respect the tankiness for OG. If they ever mis-execute or don't perfectly CC a hero down, that's when OG will just thrive. Especially you mentioned the Bloodseeker. Like, yeah, he's 14, was it 2 of the 3?
Dire's top tower is
Stellar
under
game so far
attack.
from no one.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Finally.
And that Blink, whenever it comes out for the madness, it really is that extra threat that someone's going to get caught.
Dire's top tower
Likely to be
is
able
under
to make
attack.
the jump, make that sort of counter
Radiant's
play as well.
courier has been killed.
Unless SMN can keep it perfectly played with the global side. TP out. They've got pretty aggressive here, OG, and Blink will.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Take out SMN, put the BKB in an attempt to run away, but the physical damage will be enough to take him out. As a whole, once again, punishing OG there for the aggression, using Wesson, and in return able to take Thompson out.
I think for Thompson, he's always going in. He's got one action. And then when Slark's cutting into the backline, it is causing a little bit of disconnection with OG where Thompson's off by himself going for the big play. Seb was nicely positioned trying to help NoTown. Yeah, the chaotic nature of Blink's fights, when they're in the area that they want to play in, they don't overcommit. If they poking, chipping in fights, they thrive. They really annoy OG. I think Blink's learning a lot. Anytime they've committed on the hero, by fully going in, using all resources to get to a position, that's when they're losing. But when they like throw a spell out, disengage, throw a spell out, disengage, that's when OG suddenly chops is a little bit too deep, or No Chell's getting saved by 7. They are kind of adapting as the game goes. For OG, they're probably not too concerned. Like, and if you think about their team comms, it's like, guys, we still have Blink up. Find one entry to like get together, and then we keep it up, and then we'll be fine. They're gonna be pretty happy right now. There's no one team like completely in a bad position.
That makes it close, Gat.
It is. Another team what's coming out from Blink, of course, with the song. When the Shadow Dance isn't available. Yeah, it's really helping Blink have a little bit more entry into some of these fights.
As we saw, just being picked up as well. Baxas for the next fight. He's got that Hex completed, so very, very nicely farmed Storm. And already we've seen with the target prioritization from him in 9 this game on the mid Storm. A hero that, you know, not a lot of people are playing right now. Very, very good top lane. See them try and keep Overkill completely knocked down. No escape for Overkill from playing pretty deep down the top. He felt a bit safer as a Slark than maybe he should have there, as clearly OG they did have
Dire's
the
middle
AoE
tower
control
is under attack.
to make sure that he doesn't get away with being on that part of the map.
I think when you think about Magnus vs Slark, as soon as you have Blink with the skewer, Slark throws down his shard, his depth shroud, you're always going to be able to skewer whoever's inside the shroud.
Double damage!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
1v1 does pretty well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. Or it, well, that's it.
Radiant's top tower is
Decent
under
amount of
attack.
mana left.
Dire's
Yeah,
bottom
he was
tower
at
is under
very safe
attack.
distance. TP out, yeah. Sorry, yeah, he was. Yeah, not often that you sort of see the Storm going for that mid tower damage at the tier 3. Nearly gets caught out as well because no one from the high ground was able to just come in and get him with that first hit bash. The active of the Abyssal.
To be fair, it's like after that play, if you just look at
The
mini
silence
OG played
deepens.
they had, I think it was like Magnus and Tusk top mid, instantly behind behind the tier 2, tier 3 area,
I love Dota
skipping
so
the
much.
waves. So Storm's on the map, like, he sees big balls just by the towers at his own base. So it's like going there is a fair play. It's just you get hit by a bash and something that's different. I feel like the net worth in this game extremely fake. Like, there's never really been a lead, even though OG has been like 5k, 2k this entire time. It's like it just feels like a dead even game. Way easier for OG to like execute in fights, if that makes sense, because they're the ones that could 100 to 0 a hero. Look at it, Hoodwink. If you compare like the offlaners, right, between Hoodwink and a Magnus, Hoodwink, Gleipnir, Octarine Core, Blink Dagger. It's all about like getting in and out, poking, killing, just executing a hero. On the other hand, Seb, he's like the big beefy boy. You know, he walks into the middle, he enables the rest of his team. It's fun when you compare like the same role and what they're trying to provide, because it's like, who is the Seb on Blink?
It's kind of
like
it's Wesson, right?
Kinda, yeah. Like
he's the one that's rolling in, and obviously he has, you know, he's nowhere near as tanky as a Magnus with the items that Seb has. But I mean, it's kind of been him and Baxaz, right? They go in.
Yeah.
You know, these fights, these two, they're not afraid to zip forward, roll in. Very much
Radiant
trusting in,
are scanning.
you know, and rightfully so, because you know, SMN each time they've gone for those plays, just to be able to sort of trick OG up and slow down OG's response to these, you know, not necessarily the most tanky heroes that Blink's throwing into the front of the fight.
on when you see this type of playstyle, it's like we're not going to be defensive. If we lose the game, it's because we haven't been able to execute in our offensive nature, and like that type of mentality, you don't really have a plan B of defense. It's like you don't see it often in drafts. Most kind of captain drafters always have some subset of it, like Tusk for some type of save,
Radiant's top tower
they
is
have
under
many
attack.
layers of offense and defense. I think it's like, boys,
Radiant
we go
structures
in,
are
we
fortified.
find kills, we get out. It's been a great game so far.
Radiant's top tower
Happy that
is
it
under
hasn't
attack.
been, like, a one-sided game that I think most people watching, they'll all be going, yes, the EU close qualifiers, of course they'll win this. It's really cool to see them.
Bring up the quick kill to start things off, goes straight away on the wall for moving. MSS gets taken out, but BKB out for no time. Backside in return. The 1-for-1 over to the
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Scepter Stone, kick him a nice safe distance away from himself. Still not going to be safe enough for Overkill to Zeb knows where to find him. The buyback's going to come out back from backside. He wants to punish this guy for Seb. Will punish Seb for trying to chase in and get that. Oh, here! He's out.
You blew it!
Over the wall, tops
I'm over
it, and
here.
not managed to pick up another. And now another one on top of Backsaws with an incredibly
Blow the
high value
man
buyback.
down!
Insane buyback and the aggression from OG, great to watch, but Blink instantly punishing it right over the line.
It's up. So Backsaws in and make sure that he's got this ready for the next fight. Set no. He comes in with the buyback. Safety set for no set. They don't want Blink to get this Aegis.
Don't tell how's ultimate available. He didn't throw it out that some A players would
are
have
scanning.
holds it back a little bit, but the fact that OG finds the pick off a little bit excited, when in fairness, Slark had Rupture on him, except connected on one of the spells.
He was so close.
There, it would have been like, he's dead, doesn't even have buyback as well. He does have buyback.
Over here now!
Look at them go. Jump forward from Overkill. They'll continue to stay on top of Seb. He tends to steer himself to safety, but ends up bringing Overkill with it. Turns with the guitar, but attacks another pounce on Overkill in on top of Seb. He's going to live. In fact, but after they're able to lay down onto Overkill, it's a bit of revenge there. You know, Seb may have died earlier diving for an attempt to kill on Overkill, but this time it's Overkill going down. Because at the same time whilst that dive was happening, Bakshaz also dies inside the jungle of Old G. So, I don't think you can sell that right there, my friend. What are you doing? Why are you diving the base? I want to do ropes. You don't want to help me? I'm going to do it on my own. Of course you couldn't. Screw me, I suppose. I'm just gonna do me. Hit this Roshan.
At this point, you know, he's a big lad, but my God, yeah, Blink just putting a bit of OG playstyle in their own playbook and going so aggressive. But
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
it's like this is what you want to do.
Radiant's middle tower is falling. Radiant structures are falling.
Ooh, nice save though, Wesson.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
It still died.
The damage.
Radiant's middle barracks. Radiant's middle
Interesting
barracks
interaction.
is
So
falling.
what? Even though
Radiant's
you won't
top
take the damage
tower
once you're in
is
stone
under
form,
attack.
as soon as you come out of it, if you're still working, you will take the damage.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Nice try to save it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like he adds his chunk renders, and then after it's like,
That's fun done work. Oh, it does.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
after there's one big
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Poor on Hilbert. Scandal.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Back in play. Oh, wait, no, actually does have buyback. See how much else he's ever done. Actually, it's a play. Everyone does, but they have the buyback from Andrew. Sit down, look around the global side, trying to keep him covered. The side continues looking down, but not enough. He's out to the high ground, he's away.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Minimal HP here, of course, does have that. as we'll see, there's still a chance for Nolan to get himself that rampage. Here he goes. Gives the man a rampage. And don't you dare, don't you dare!
Radiant's middle
We'll
tower
be able
is
to take
falling.
this game one again.
Radiant's middle
But,
tower
a
is
good
under
game.
attack. Dire victory.
So some fun stuff happening. A little bit of back and forth. You know, but they gave it a pretty good shot. We'll see what they can do in game two. But overall, OG, you know, when it comes to the chaos,